This is my favorite quote about Colin Powell from Kurt Vonnegut. He said, "The last thing I ever wanted was to be alive when the three most powerful people on the whole planet would be named Bush, Dick, and Colin."
I think I find that to be a little cringe, but hey, that's just me.
You don't like that quote?
No, I think it's so cheese, dude. But hey, whatever. It's
such a great quote.
Oh.
You were even snickering.
I know. I'm just laughing because it's whatever.
Bush, Dick, and Colin?
Yeah, I mean,
how are you going to sit before me and tell me that's not fucking hilarious?
I know. I don't know. It reminds me of simpler times, like the anti-Bush liberal era. So like at least I feel a sense of comfort from that when like liberals were actually anti-war and
Dick,
not like
Bush and Colin,
and not totally on board.
Well, anyway, Colin ripped to the goat.
Are we going to talk about the real story here though?
Yeah, Trump.
Like, I don't really care about Colin Powell. I think he is a horrible monster for the most part. I mean, look, if you worked with a Reagan administration, that's already like you're disqualified from ever being covered gently in your passing. Also, on top of that, he is and forever, hopefully, will be remembered as the guy who lied to the United Nations.
That's his legacy.
To go to Iraq and.
That's his legacy.
And he claims that he felt really bad about it afterwards. Like, oopsie. It's like, dude, you literally had every opportunity throughout that administration to at least try to right the wrongs that were conducted. And you didn't do that. And once it was fashionable to do so, only then did you come out and you were like, oh man, I felt really conflicted about that. And these guys, look, he died at the age of 84. He was vaccinated. He died because he had like cancer as well. He was like, really immunocompromised. But he died alongside his family and alongside his loved ones at the age of 84.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas that is not a liberty or privilege afforded to hundreds of thousands of people in Iraq.
How many people died there? Like 500,000 civilians?
Yeah.
That's a conservative estimate.
That's fucking insane.
Exactly. And then also on top of that, like that region is just like completely broken in a state of disrepair as a consequence of people like Colin Powell. So,
well, I find his story really sad and tragic because like the whole reason that his testimony held so much weight when he said there was weapons of mass destruction is because everybody trusted him. He was this widely respected and trusted thing. So they used him, and unfortunately, he was more than willing to be used by them as a means to basically send off war to just kill fucking hundreds of thousands of people in a conquest for American companies to make money selling oil.
Yeah, I mean, his career started off in the Vietnam War, and he was in charge of like investigating the My Lai massacre, and I'm sorry, but like, yeah, he's just not a good guy. So, which is why I love this.
Rip to the goat.
I love this.
So Donald Trump is never one to let down, and that's why I'm excited to see him back. I can't wait for his new social media. I can't wait for him to be running. He is from one goat to another.
I miss him so much.
Yeah, I think
when I see posts like this, I miss him. This is him.
This show is gonna slap so hard when he comes back.
Yeah.
We're basically just waiting for Trump's return.
We're fucked anyway. Might as well just enjoy it at this point.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
So here is a statement from the president. Wonderful to see Colin Powell, who made big mistakes on Iraq and famously so-called weapons of mass destruction, be treated in death so beautifully by the fake news media. He's actually right.
He is 100%
even on like CNN and all these and like liberal news medias, they're like fawning over him, which is really interesting.
Yeah, they covered him as a guy who is known for an oopsie, and was very conflicted by it. It's like, dude, that makes it worse. Okay. Like that implies that he understood that the intelligence he was working with was not like actually legit intelligence, and yet he still continued and lied to the entire planet.
It's sometimes I see from the liberal news media, it's really staggering. Like, first of all, universal lauding a praise for Colin Powell, and then when Trump messaged this, then this outrage that how could he speak so poorly on this man. He says, hope that happens to me someday, which is hilarious.
It will, by the way. It will, because by that point we'll have a way worse Trump to compare Trump to, just like we rehabilitated George W. Bush.
I think it depends when he dies.
Yeah.
He's not a model of health.
That doesn't matter. The man is the tank. You're crazy.
You think nothing will take him down?
No.
If drinking 10 Diet Cokes a day doesn't, then nothing will.
No, absolutely not. He's a truck. He just, nothing will happen to him. First of all, bad things don't happen to bad people. Henry Kissinger is still alive. How the fuck is that possible? Dick
Right.
Cheney.
The more evil, the longer they live.
Exactly.
That's why the good die young.
Yeah.
I hope that happens to me someday. He was a classic rhino, if even that, always being the first to attack other Republicans. He made plenty of mistakes, but anyway, may he rest in peace.
Love that.
It's just, it's kind of, first of all, he kind of nailed it.
Yeah. That's a post. He's a poster. I missed
the best part is for sure, but anyway, may he rest in peace.
Yeah. It's just like Donald Trump is he is a petty bitch who loves drama. He's so sassy, and that's his best quality. And it comes out in moments like this.
And it's just usually the people have more reverence for people in death, but like Trump, and he does this all the time. He will tap dance on your grave.
Oh yeah,
if you've ever crossed him in life,
100%.
And it's fucking incredible to watch.
I'll just give you.
I don't even think Colin Powell crossed him per se. He probably had a lot of words for Donald Trump.
I think he said something. I think he.
Oh, of course.
He said he voted for Hillary or something like that.
Yeah, I mean he was also an advocate for Barack Obama, if I'm not mistaken. Like he was the reformed. He's the worst kind of Republican. I just at least these psychotic QAnon supporters are more honest in their mania. I find the Never Trump Republican to be so disingenuous and so awful, and their rehabilitation from the media is disgusting to me. You have people who worked in the Bush administration that literally have untold amounts of blood on their hands criticizing Donald Trump. Does Donald Trump deserve criticism? Of course he does. Is Donald Trump an asshole? Of course. Is he violent? Of course.
He's a narcissistic psychopath?
Yeah, all of that is true. And when you sit on the imperial throne, that is, you're gonna cause a lot of bloodshed, no matter who it is, right? And Donald Trump certainly did. But the people that are criticizing him, like the Never Trump Republicans that worked in the Bush administration, shut the fuck up. Spare me your fucking bullshit virtue signaling. You are a monster, dude.
Wait, so I'm also fascinated by the fact that now we look at George Bush, and we go, look at this guy. He paints, he golfs, he
friends with Ellen.
He's friends, and
and Michelle Obama.
He gives candy to Michelle Obama. But can we say for sure that Trump is worse than Bush? Because
yes.
You think Trump's worse than Bush?
Without a doubt. Well, because Trump only had one term. Bush had, more time to really destabilize.
You're saying Trump is worse than Bush?
No, I'm saying Bush is worse than Trump.
Okay, sorry, I got that confused. Yeah, I think so too, because I remember when Bush was president, the Iraq War alone is kind of a pretty fat feather in the cap.
The war on terror, the Patriot Act,
that's one. Actually,
Katrina, domestically. If you think about Bush's horrible response to Katrina, for example, that was. These are all things that we swept under the rug.
Trump botched COVID, obviously, but I feel like the Iraq War has to go down. Even if you go to Vietnam, how many Vietnamese people did America kill during Vietnam? It's probably nothing compared to the amount of people that died in Iraq.
I'm not entirely sure on the numbers, but when you
not to trivialize Vietnam, which was horrible.
It's comparable for sure.
Yeah,
a lot of people died.
I thought there was a few hundred thousand.
The problem with Vietnam comparison to just simply Iraq or Afghanistan is that Iraq and Afghanistan are not standalone, right? You have Libya, you have what's going on in Yemen, you have what's going on in Syria, you have ISIS. So that destabilization had a massive exponential amount of human casualty.
Just the fallout.
Yeah.
According to this,
it's 1.3 million total
holy
deaths.
fuck. That is way worse.
Yeah.
That is horrifying.
Yeah.
2 million civilians died.
It's hard to compare too,
That's
though, because
beyond.
the Vietnam War was genuinely a civil war as well. So I
Sure.
don't know how many of those deaths were U.S. I mean, I'm sure a lot were U.S. Caused, but
Well, I mean, there's still children being born with defects as a consequence.
Yeah, I mean,
of,
America was
America's-
just straight up they were just dropping fucking
Agent Orange, baby.
Oh yeah,
lighter fluid, basically just burning the whole country. Yeah, that was pretty
untold
bad.
amount of war crimes, just horrifying. We really did not learn our lesson there, and did the identical thing in Afghanistan as well. The only lesson that the American government learned there is like how to cover it from the media point of view.
Yeah, because the Iraq War wasn't really
Yeah, no, because
until recently. It's been like, okay, cool.
no, you don't show caskets. Like you don't show the human casualty on the American side, so that we can just like easily refuse to look into it, and you keep going back to Applebee's and like living your life as you normally would, while people are just
Applebee's, the opiate of the masses. Now we're going to get to one of our main stories here. Trump's new social media platform called Truth, baby. Huge announcement.
Okay.
Entering the grind.
entering the grid.
Oh, the grid. Shit. All right, so here we have it. He's announcing... He's going public with it right off the bat, so that'll be good. I'm definitely consider shorting this company, TMTG.
I'm buying all the stocks I can.
The Truth. It's called Truth Social Network. It's kind of a long statement, but
Not a single Trump supporter is going to read this shit. Okay. As a matter of fact, one of the biggest problems with the desk of Donald Trump, remember when he originally came out with that, was that he was just like writing too much, and it wasn't him who was writing it. No shot. Because Donald Trump thrives under 280 characters.
Right.
Okay. When you go beyond that point, you go beyond the breaking point. It's just like he's never writing something that long. Okay. So no one's going to read
reading
this.
anything that long either.
He's never, he's not reading anything that long. He's not writing anything that long, which I respect. Okay. So it's just.
Well, here's the important part. This is the one he wrote. He says, I created Truth Social and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think that reminds me of
Teenage
that.
Mutant
Yeah.
Turtle Gang.
Turtle Gang. Teenage Mutant Turtle Gang, totally. To stand up to the tyranny of big tech
That's right.
by becoming big tech. We live in a world where
They're not becoming big.
Yeah,
tech. They're going to stay little tech.
Yeah.
Max at best.
We live in a world where the Taliban has a huge presence on Twitter. Yet your favorite American president has been silenced. This is unacceptable. I am excited to finally announce. I can't do a good Trump impression.
I'm excited to send out my first Truth Social very soon. Believe me, TMTG was founded with a mission to give a voice to all. I'm excited to soon begin sharing my thoughts on Truth Social and to fight back against big tech. Everyone asks me, why doesn't someone stand up to big tech? Well, we will be soon.
I mean, look, more successful business people have tried and failed. Rumble is like a good example of this. Donald Trump has never had a successful business venture.
That's the key.
It was just so funny to me that he's like still trying.
Trump steaks.
You're very special.
Trump Twitter, basically. And it's going to be spectacular to watch this thing fall apart. In fact, it hasn't even officially launched yet, and it's already falling apart.
Love that.
It's in beta, and somebody already hacked the fucking website. Here's somebody claimed Donald J. Trump's Twitter handle already and pinned a picture of a pig shitting on his own balls.
That's an important announcement. That was, yeah. I learned a lot. That's the truth.
So already off to a hot start. Here he is again retweeting the FBI, femboy bussy inspectors. So that's
There's no shot that they.
so that's an important message from the president.
Okay.
A legend.
Okay. No conservative that went on the Truth website or whatever the fuck. Like, I feel like there's 8 people on this website right now, and they're all leftists. Because like, no one
definitely.
knows what a fucking femboy is on the right. If they did, they would
You
lose their
telling me
mind.
he doesn't know what a femboy bussy is?
Yeah, no. Like,
I just learned about bussies a few weeks ago. From
exactly. So
And I'm
those words are not used by conservative divorced dads.
Here he is tweeting at Jack. Apparently, is on hit on this new social media. Hey, Freddie's in his hoodie. Oh, Fred.
Yeah, he's looking cute.
My dog Alfreda
Styling.
just ran in a doggy hoodie.
Styling and profiling.
Jack, unban me from Twitter. We get rid of Sleepy Joe and turn the Fed into a Bitcoin mine. Deal.
Lazy truth request. Anyone know what Melania is up to these days? So
So this is what's going on so far, but nothing will beat the pig shitting on his own balls pinned.
I mean, Parler had a massive leak similar to this in the beginning. All of these platforms that are like marketed towards conservatives exclusively often have like really shoddy cybersecurity protections.
Well,
And
the problem is that cybersecurity, these hackers it's so advanced now.
Yeah.
It's actually super expensive. You need like a massive operation to prevent people infiltrating.
And
it.
I found out
Donald's a
that
broke boy.
And I found out that basically the reason that this keeps happening to all of these platforms is they all use this. I think it's like open source social media platform called Mastodon because they're too lazy to like actually
they
build
don't
a
make
website.
their own shit.
Which is why it keeps immediately getting figured out because they all are using like the same formula.
And they've all hacked it already.
Yeah.
Oh, we should make a social forum using their.
Let's make
If it's that easy.
Yeah, we could.
Well, then it's gonna get hacked though.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much
That's
immediately.
fine. It's basic. That's like.
We could just let it happen.
Yeah, I'm here to let it happen.
Yeah. The other part about this that does not make sense is that, I mean, I love Trump and his posts. Okay. I think like I'm always excited to hear more from Donald Trump. But the reason why a lot of these like Gab, Rumble, Parler, whatever, all these like different kinds of websites ultimately fail is because there are no libs to own there. Yeah. You want to own the libs. That's the whole fun of the game is like, if you can't trigger the libs, then conservatives have nothing.
Well, they go there to get mad. Like that's what they like. So if you go there and it's all just a huge echo chamber, you're just looking at people saying the same shit everywhere. You got to see people owning libs, like you said.
Yeah.
You got to quote tweet somebody.
And be like, this guy's
this fucking guy.
This guy's a Chinese communist.
Somebody sent a bomb threat to this guy.
Yeah. So without that, it just turns into a Nazi gathering because those people do have like an ideological position that is still inherently reactionary. They love owning the libs as well, but they have another goal. You know what I mean?
Right. But you're right, because the pedophiles and the Nazis, they're not necessarily looking to own libs. They're just looking for a place where they can congregate, and they've been kicked off every other social media. So for them, it's fresh pasture. And for everyone else that's not a pedophile or Nazi, which is probably the majority of them, let's be honest.
I mean, there's a lot of adjacent, pedophile adjacent, Nazi adjacent conservatives.
It just turns into some very bizarre situations.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have like any sort of restrictions. And even then, these websites do have restrictions. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump's website, famously, the Truth one, has restrictions.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. A lot of really great ones.
Well, before we talk about that, you want to show this first?
So here's Don Jr.,
our favorite friend of the show.
Made us a cameo, wished us well.
Yeah.
Promoting Trump's new social media.
And free network for people to be able to communicate, to exercise your First Amendment rights. And so tonight, my father signed a definitive merger agreement to form what will ultimately be the Trump Media and Technology Group and Truth Social, a platform for everyone to express their feelings. Big tech and all of those on the left for so long, Sean, have been saying, well, if you don't like the rules that we really enforce only one way on our platform, go create your own. And so we did just that. So that's going to launch very soon. We're going to be in beta testing in the next few weeks.
Beta?
Full launch first quarter of 22. It's going to be exciting, and we're looking to give a voice back to the American people. And free.
Yeah. Nothing says giving a voice back to the American people by like making them sign up to another website that's inevitably going to get owned, as it has already, with massive data leaks, where, you know, conservatives complain about like having their accounts banned off platforms so they can't speak to anyone anymore on those platforms because they're violating the terms of service. So what? The alternative is to go to a website where no one is there? It's the same. It's like not having a Twitter account is the same as having a fucking Truth account, you know?
For sure.
Truth Social.
Well, he says, you know, he's combating the tyranny of big tech. Do you find it ironic that after you sign up, they beg you to share it on Twitter and Facebook?
Of course.
Yeah.
And
massive dumps.
I mean, they love Facebook too, so Facebook's where they thrive.
Here is some snippets from their terms of service. The terms of service on Trump's new social site is very specific. You can't harass or annoy the staff. Dude, this is the free speech. You can't annoy the staff.
Yeah. That's right. That's free speech. Well, I don't understand.
And Trump is staff. I mean, he's going to own it. So if you annoy Trump, like, what does that mean, annoy? Like, do you even have to interact with him? Can I just be minding my own business and then he's annoyed by me and then he bans me?
Yeah, you say that, no, actually, Trump, you're wrong. The Met Gala was tasteful. And he's like, Ben,
annoying.
You're wrong. Braden Carter is a loser.
And you know he will. He'll be just banning everybody.
Yeah.
So here's what it says. You cannot trick. Again, trick is like very broad. Defraud or mislead us or other users, specifically in any attempt to learn sensitive account information.
I mean, at least they know their audience. Like, this is literally like, please don't, don't steal the information of like old racists that came onto this website by telling them that you have Iraqi dinars to purchase.
Don't trick us, though.
Yeah, please don't trick us.
No funny business. Why don't they just write no funny business?
Yeah.
We like to troll.
Use any information obtained from the site in order to harass, abuse, or harm other persons. Again, it's like, what do you mean obtained from the site? Like, if I see, it's just so broad.
Yeah, I mean, this like, it just reads like a boilerplate legal terms of service with like additional.
Yeah, this
with
isn't
like
boilerplate.
weird.
This
No, I know, but like with a weird Trump seasoning on it.
I
where it's
feel like Trump wrote this himself. This is not legal language.
I still don't believe he knows how to write.
This,
so
yeah, it's possible. We haven't seen evidence. Here, you cannot harass, annoy. Dude, no lawyer has ever written annoy into fucking terms of service.
Yeah, harassment is like what covers that usually. You know what I mean?
You cannot write annoy, intimidate, or threaten any of our employees or agents engaged in providing any portion of the site to you.
It's because...
Sorry, but annoy.
No, it's because all of the lawyers died from COVID. All their fucking lawyers are dead now. So like they have like a paralegal type this shit up. You know what I mean? They have like one guy left.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all too busy dying in the hospital.
Okay, you can't disparage, tarnish, or otherwise harm, in our opinion, us or the site. You can't disparage the site.
Yeah,
you can't make fun of us on the site.
This is some real.
How is this free speech?
This is some real snowflake shit right here.
You can't hurt our feelings.
But that is like, this is brutally honest. Like, conservatives don't want free speech. They just want you to shut the fuck up if you ever tell them that they're wrong. You know what I mean? That's where that comes from. And free speech protection is exclusively centered around being able to say and do hate speech and hateful acts. So
exactly. You got to like it all or like none of it.
It's just like,
you can't tarnish. You can't say naughty things about us or any of our staff on our website. Free speech.
Yeah. Like, I love when people always say, like, McCarthyist, this is McCarthyist. It's like, motherfucker, who was the victim of that? You know what I mean? Communists. Like, time and time again, the real victims of free speech or the real people that have never been covered by free speech protections that are supposedly incredibly expansive here in the United States have been leftists, you know? Specifically, you know, black leftists as well, like the Black Panther Party. Like they were so not covered by free speech that their leaders were executed by the American government. So, you know.
Well, even recently, someone like Colin Kaepernick is like,
yeah, even in the
nobody
private
cares about
sector.
his fucking free speech.
Yeah.
Nobody on this freedom free speech website is gonna fucking be singing his praise. But anyway, it'll be interesting to do like ban Olympics when this launches. Like if you're just shitting on Trump in the replies, if he's just going to be outright banning people,
I don't think that many people are going to use this because
it's going to be a shit show.
There's no runway. Like they just kind of dropped this out of nowhere. They didn't tease it. Like I feel like I've put more time into like my fucking merchandise than this shit. You know what I mean? It's like they just like kind of dropped this out of nowhere. They went on Fox News.
Yeah, so it's a build-up. Right now you can sign up for the beta, and it's launching in the first quarter of next year, I think.
I know, but like, I don't know. I feel like
it's going to be a disaster. There's no question about it.
And also, how do you make how do they make money off this?
I don't know, but the whole thing is so mysterious to me. They merged with a publicly traded company. This is going to be publicly traded out the gate. And I'm telling you, if you want to get rich, short this company because this is going straight to like a meteor to Earth.
I know, but have you heard that additionally, the Tiny Meat Turtle Gang intends to launch a subscription video on demand service?
Oh, yeah, the Ninja Turtle Meat Gang Plus.
Yeah. And it will feature non-woke entertainment, dude. You're like wokeism, non-woke entertainment. I feel like woke has become this like word. When I hear it, I'm like, ugh, please.
Non-woke entertainment. What does that mean? Like
we're gonna be racist. Please subscribe. I'm gonna be so racist.
Yeah. Yeah, man. This is gonna be fucking awesome to follow though, because they're producing original content. And I just can't wait to see. it. It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be like every other fucking OAN, Newsmax style news coverage that looks like they always have like that weird filter almost where it just looks like there's Vaseline rubbed on the lens. You know what I mean? When you watch any of these like super fucking far right news coverages, like you're like, what happened? Why is the lens why are you so crusty and greasy? What is going on there? That's what the entire thing is going to look like if they even develop anything at that.
Yeah, I'm surprised because like he's such a horrible businessman.
This is the Quibi of right-wing media.
It so is. Trump's new media company will be funded with the help of Digital World Acquisitions, a blank check company based in Miami. What is a blank check company?
It basically means a company that doesn't have any specific business plan or direction.
Weird. Shady.
DWAG.
According to the press release issued on Wednesday night, DWAG, a so-called special purpose acquisition company.
DWAG. Dickwag.
DWAG.
Swagging that dick.
Yeah. Will help.
I love their acronyms are off the rails, bro.
TMTG.
DWAG and Teenage Mutant Turtle Gang become a publicly traded company. The CEO of the company, Patrick Orlando, is also CEO of Yunhong International. Bro, what? Which
is an international blank check company?
Which itself is an international blank check company incorporated in the Cayman Islands with headquarters in Wuhan, China, bro.
That's right. That's COVID.
What?
That's why I sent this.
Being funded by a company stationed in Wuhan, China?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, conservatives love Wuhan now. That's right.
Whatever happened to Wuhan flu?
Yeah.
Now it's Wuhan fund you.
Yeah, it's got him. It's Steve Bannon was caught with another like Chinese billionaire on a yacht. Remember when the U.S. Postal Service secret agents like actually apprehended him for doing like wire fraud for that and charity fraud?
Yeah,
for the border wall thing. Yeah, they love. I mean, these guys. I
wonder what's the Chinese interest in funding this. I guess they just like to destabilize.
No, there are different factions within China. Like there are some very wealthy Chinese oligarchs that are as anti-state as you can get, as anti-CCP as you can get. And then there are like psychotic, hyper right-wing cults like Falun Gong. That actually fund the Epoch Times. Have you ever heard of Epoch Times?
Yeah.
So Epoch Times is like a right-wing website. That's they're backed by the Falun Gong cult, and they're anti-Chinese state. Of course, they work side by side with the CIA for their anti-Chinese state leanings.
Doesn't the government, wouldn't they, if there was like a real big anti-state movement in China, don't they just come in and fucking, they disappear in the
No,
night?
they operate outside of it.
They're not in
They
China.
operate. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I see.
a lot of that stuff is just like outside of
I see.
the control of like the Chinese Communist Party. But that's where it comes from. Like a lot of these like billionaires and millionaires that are still like very wealthy and whatnot. They will oftentimes have like anti-Chinese sentiment and can get broad freedoms worldwide to run around and do whatever they want. And I mean, I don't know about this particular person, but if there's money to be made, they're going to do it. I don't think that there's like a destabilizing interest there.
Right. Well, here he is on Hannity. It's probably good too. He's doing the rounds. Oh, wait, is this what we just watched?
Yeah, we just
already?
watched
That was
it.
I
Junior.
thought he was on Tucker. So anyway, let's see. Yeah. You can also get... oh, this is interesting. Here's another one. You can get banned on Truth for using too many capital letters.
This one really blew me away because that's like Trump's thing. Like, it's just like randomly all capsing words and stuff.
The site's terms of service, however, lists some rules that would hamstring Trump himself. The site will ban, for instance, excessive use of capital letters.
That's so why?
But let the people use capital letters.
I mean, it's like that's
Let the people.
old hogs love doing that. Having the caps lock stuck.
Man.
None of this makes sense, which is
No.
also part of the reason why I think it's just not going to pop off.
Well, I'm going to be watching eagerly. We'll be following it on this show. And boy, I'm just so excited for this new social media empire.
Suspicious that this is happening right as Facebook said that they were rebranding. I'm just going to, I don't know, maybe this is the new Facebook.
I would not be surprised if Zuck was teamed up with Trump
I love it.
to bring you.
No, Zuckerberg loves making money. This is not a moneymaker.
If someone else was doing this, Trump would call it like Wuhan book or something. China book.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
Pretty
the other thing, like Getter was another website that was like owned immediately, and it was overrun by hentai and ISIS content and videos of like beheadings and whatnot.